Hey everyone, and welcome to Dr. D's Rants. Today I wanted to talk about why I think UFOs are of extraterrestrial origin. Now, obviously, UFO simply means unidentified flying object, or as the US military likes to call them these days, UAPs, Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. And so that could be any number of things. It just means that it's unidentified. And obviously, I wouldn't argue that all UFOs are of extraterrestrial origin. Some of them probably have very logical terrestrial explanations. However, there are some that definitely don't. And like many people, I have believed for a long time that there is probably other intelligent life in the universe, given the vastness of time and space and the trillions of known galaxies and trillions of stars. But as far as them ever sort of showing up here, I was extremely skeptical. Now, a number of ways you can approach this. For example, I've written previously in my book on altered states, Buddhism and psychedelic spirituality in America, that people who may be encountering aliens or say that they've been abducted by aliens could be entering an altered state of consciousness, induced by some endogenous DMT. And so they kind of assume that something's happening to them in the nuts and bolts world, when in fact they're having a very, you could say, very elaborate type of hallucination. And one of the ideas that I got, where I got this idea, was from Rick Strassman's experiments with DMT, where he injected people directly with a very powerful hallucinogen, DMT, and a lot of their accounts were very similar to alien abduction experiences. So all fine and good. We have an explanation, sleep paralysis, hallucinations, maybe someone wasn't very mentally stable, they saw a weather balloon, and, the explanations go on and on. But then just last year, I saw a news report from CNN about some video footage that was leaked from the U.S. Navy of unidentified aerial phenomena photographed by Navy fighter pilots doing maneuvers over the Pacific Ocean. So these videos were released, I think, in 2017, 2018, and they're from footage back from 2004, 2005, maybe. And the Navy has actually come out and admitted that, yes, these videos are legitimate. And even one of the pilots who was flying one of the planes has come out publicly to talk about them. And they say, and here they are. And you can watch the videos on YouTube. And it is an object, they call it the Tic Tac, kind of a silvery object moving around, making maneuvers aerial maneuvers that we cannot explain based on our current understanding of, aerodynamics and the laws of physics. And here they are. There's one of them. You can hear on the audio someone saying, "Oh, there's a whole fleet of them over there." So what do we do with this, right? So a number of explanations have been proposed. One of them was that the fighter pilots were not seeing, were misperceiving what they were seeing, that the equipment that they were picking them up on, including their radar, was malfunctioning. Okay, this seems highly implausible. First of all, These men are highly trained and vetted to make sure that they are incredibly psychologically stable and are very aware of their environment since they're flying, multi-million-dollar equipment. The equipment that they're flying is the state-of-the-art, most advanced technology. So chances of either them misperceiving or their equipment malfunctioning seems really improbable. Another idea was proposed that, perhaps this is some kind of super stealth, top secret black ops sort of equipment that was caught on film from our own government. However, given that it is our government, you would think that they would know in advance that the Navy were performing these exercises in the Pacific, and if they didn't want to be caught on film, they wouldn't be. Another option is that they could be advanced aircraft from another country, but given that the United States has the most advanced spy network with the National Security Agency in the world, the likelihood of another country having such advanced technology and the United States not knowing about it is also extremely slim. Now, another option, which seems that a lot of people don't really want to say out loud, is that these objects actually are extraterrestrial, which means they come from not from this Earth, either from somewhere else in our space-time continuum, or possibly from another dimension. We just don't know. However, this is definitely worth pursuing for a number of reasons. First of all, it would mean that we're not alone in the universe, which would be an amazing and startling revelation, probably the most important revelation of human history, in fact. Another very important reason to investigate this is these flying objects have developed some kind of propulsion which we don't understand at all, which could lead to major breakthroughs in coming up with clean, renewable sources of energy that could solve the ecological crisis that we're currently undergoing. We could go on from there. The possibilities are almost endless. Now, this got me very intrigued, and this sort of opened the door to opening, at least the possibility that there is extraterrestrial intelligence and it has actually visited here. Now, following on from this, I discovered the most amazing book, which is called UFOs and Nukes, Extraordinary Encounters at Nuclear Weapon Sites. And it's written by this man called Robert Hastings. Now, Hastings has, for many, many decades, researched this recurring pattern of encounters with unidentified flying objects around U.S. Nuclear weapon sites, and either launch sites or storage sites or testing sites. And as a part of his research, he's looked at literally thousands of declassified military intelligence documents from the Office of Air Force Intelligence, from the CIA, from the FBI. And he's also interviewed over 150 retired military personnel who have worked at these installations. He has looked at the data from radar. And when you put all of this information together, you get very compelling evidence that these encounters have been happening in the United States at least since the 1940s, and as early as the first nuclear tests. And also, what's quite astounding about this data is that the eyewitness accounts, and again, these people are not lunatic fringe; they are, military people working in nuclear facilities. So again, vetted to make sure that they are psychologically stable and fit. Their eyewitness accounts is often corroborated by radar. And what we find is these unidentified aerial phenomena moving in ways that we just cannot understand, going at several times the speed of sound, sometimes up to Mach 5. Back in the 40s and 50s, when we didn't even have aircraft that could do Mach 1, able to stop on a dime, doing extreme speeds, being able to change directions, 90-degree turns, 180-degree change in directions. And this is really quite astounding. And while this was happening, there was a program of concealment by the United States government for various reasons to prevent this information from going public. But it seems that we have now reached a kind of critical mass of information where the lid can no longer be kept on this, and I think this is quite astounding and really amazing. So I encourage people to, first of all, you could start with the CNN news report you can find on YouTube about about this footage that's been released. Look up this book on UFOs and nukes, and start getting curious. Start asking questions. Questions need to be asked. And so, till next time, this is Dr. D signing off. If you want to know more about me and my YouTube and other stuff that I do, you can find me on my website at douglasosto.com. All right. Till then, see you later.